Yo, what's happening YouTube family? It's your boy Koozie and I'm back at you with another hot TikTok reaction video. Today we're gonna do some creepy and bizarre TikTok reactions. I'm talking about the kind that's gonna have you rethinking reality. I'm talking about the kind that's gonna have you questioning everything. With that said, if you're new to the channel, let's go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop some new hot content. That is if you like it. You know what I'm saying? If not, it's cool. Thanks for the view. Oh yeah, quick disclaimer purposes only. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe anything you see or hear in these videos. Don't believe nothing I say in these videos. Always do your own research and always use your own discernment. With that said, let's get right to the content.
So, I just seen this on Facebook and I only felt the need to post it on TikTok because my whole For You page is about this CERN stuff. And this is January 16th, 2018. That is only 4 years after 2012. They said, sorry, but we accidentally ended the world in 2012. Accidentally ended the world in 2012.
Come on, man.
I think what I'm like shocked about is the sorry. Because I just feel like I need to listen to the video of him saying this so I can hear the tone of voice. Because this don't make sense. If this is real, okay, it would make sense because shit hit the fan after 2012. Shit hit the motherfucking fan after 2012. I remember it distinctly. Like, I remember that. Shit hit the fan. That's so crazy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Shit, things have gotten kind of crazy after 2012, all the way up to 2020, man. What you think, 2020 or 2012? I don't know, man. That's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section. Y'all don't forget to comment, man. It helps out.
CERN, in my opinion, is researching and learning about technologies that already existed. Again, we're just rediscovering everything. When you go to CERN, right outside the front door is this gigantic picture of this Indian god that is standing inside of a portal.
Shiva.
I mean, what do you think they're doing with these mini black holes that you think that they're creating?
People were trying to stop them from doing it, but they just kept working anyway. They didn't care. They are just, in my opinion, learning about these creation of portals, learning how to create stable wormholes, just all experimenting, just trying to figure out what type of energy can we inject into one of these holes that will stabilize it, maybe even expand it. Where do they lead? Where do they go? Like when we go through them, where will we end up?
Elon Musk, founder of Tesla and CEO, took aim at the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. The fact that he has returned and is now tweeting out an image in which he refers to the Large Hadron Collider at CERN as demonic technology should not in the least bit surprise any of us at this time. The Large Hadron Collider, LHC, is the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator, and it is located underground in Geneva, Switzerland. For those who are unfamiliar with what the LHC is, let us explain. The European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, is responsible for the construction of the Large Hadron Collider. This project involved the participation of more than 10,000 researchers from hundreds of universities and research facilities across more than 100 nations. The Large Hadron Collider is now doing research to identify dark matter by slamming atoms together using its unique accelerator in the hopes of making a finding that might revolutionize the scientific community. According to research conducted at CERN, all of the stars, planets, and galaxies in the cosmos combine to make up only 5% of the total amount of matter in the universe. Elon Musk may have a role to play in the implementation of an ambitious new plan developed by scientists to investigate the secrets of the universe, stating that the research institution CERN had contacted him in 2019. According to Musk, the head of CERN, Fabiola Gianotti, had a conversation with him about the possibility of his tunneling company excavating tunnels for a new particle accelerator that would be 4 times larger than the one currently in use, LHC. Boring Company, founded by Elon Musk, is an infrastructure company primarily devoted to the construction of new tunnels for the purpose of reducing traffic congestion. Musk has stated that the boring company has the potential to save tens of billions of euros. Soon after that, the European Organization for Nuclear Research made public a design report for a new particle collider that they are calling the Future Circular Collider, FCC. The FCC would be almost 4 times as large as the LHC, which spans a distance of 27 kilometers, just under 17 miles beneath Switzerland. The Large Hadron Collider was just turned back on by CERN on July 6th, and Elon tweeted out the picture exactly 6 weeks and 6 hours after the LHC was turned back on. Elon's tweet had a picture that reads, "Please let me use the CERN Large Hadron Collider. I am normal and can be trusted with a demonic technology unlike anything the world has ever seen." It should not come as a surprise that Elon's tweet received a tremendous amount of attention and divided the internet. Many users mocked him, and only a few agreed with Musk's point. One user wrote in support of Musk, "The possible outcomes are all unfathomable. Why would we as a populace allow them to test without restriction?" To which a user responded, "CERN's particle accelerator can't create a cosmic black hole. The machine also won't cause a shift in time or space. The machine is being used by researchers to analyze how particles work in the universe. Maybe Musk, with all of his resources, is more knowledgeable about CERN than we are." One of the most serious concerns is that the Large Hadron Collider may produce something that will end the world. A variety of hypotheses anticipate the existence of extra dimensions, not just the 3 spatial and 1 temporal dimension that we know exist in our 4-dimensional space-time, but at least 1 more spatial dimension that exists in our universe. Is Elon Musk correct in calling it demonic technology?
Y'all think it's possible that the CERN technology could be demonic? And what y'all think about Elon? Y'all think Elon could be trusted with this technology? Let me know down below in the comment section. I don't know, Elon.
Oh, it's blowing. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I know. There go our new planet. No, because all this rain. That was crazy, Kyle.
Man, I know y'all seen those clouds of smoke twirling around in a circle. Look like, I guess, the same way that the Hadron Collider, how it's built in Switzerland or wherever that little town is, the seat of the devil or seat of Satan is what it's called. It's like, man, and then where it collided is where you can see the sparks and stuff in the air, like where the portal was being opened at. That was crazy. Y'all let me know, do y'all think that was cap or not? Or y'all think that was CGI? Let me know down below in the comment section, because that looked too real.
Y'all really need to listen to this. He has a point.
Look at this, y'all. This is Tucker Carlson breaks silence after being fired from Fox News. Look what he says.
The liars who've been trying to silence them shrink, and they become weaker. That's the iron law of the universe. True things prevail. Tiny thing.
Look what else they have to say, y'all.
Telescopes peering into the
Look what else they have to say.
Our own universe right now. We can do it all. But could scientists be taking that power one step too far? Tucker Carlson has broken his silence on CERN. He claims that they're opening a portal to hell.
They're opening a portal to hell. Why would Tucker Carlson know this?
CERN might just be...
So they're talking about...
Tucker Carlson been on the road lately, man. Right now, they've been talking about how he's in Russia and talking about him and Putin and Zelensky's interview, man. I don't know, Tucker, man. You might be getting ahead of yourself a little bit. Maybe better slow it down.
CERN is the European Organization for Nuclear Research, right?
The world's largest particle physics laboratory. It was established in 1954 as one of the world's first.
Now, what do you see in Flash? They have what? Particle accelerators, right? Why do they have particle accelerators? In Flash, you see them open portals, do they not?
In Flash, you mean Flash and Flash the movie, the newest Flash movie, if for the people who might not know what he's talking about.
Oh, what does that mean? What does that have to do with any of this? Well, the fact that there's a particle accelerator sitting right in front of us, and if y'all didn't believe me, it says CERN holds particle accelerators. Come on now, bro. They know about this shit already. It's in Flash. Watch Flash.
Properties of matter and the universe.
Watch Flash.
Over the years, you see, it is possible that
Listen
the
to what he's
scientists at CERN
There
are
are
able to
other
disrupt
portals
the delicate
that they
fabric
can't
of
open.
reality itself. As the particles they're studying reach unprecedented speeds and collide with immense force, the tiniest of anomalies could form a microscopic rift in the fabric of space.
Portal.
This microscopic rift might initially be fairly inconspicuous.
If they know all of this,
Why are we trusting these motherfuckers with this type of power, bro?
Due to the peculiar
Come on, this shit is
between
fucking
subatomic
ridiculous.
particles.
if they know all of
Listen
this,
to this shit.
it's
Between
real.
subatomic particles.
It's real.
As the anomaly expands, it creates a bridge between our world and a dimension long associated with dark energies, the realm commonly referred to as hell.
Hell.
How? Well, by using the Large Hadron Collider, LHC.
Listen,
Large Hadron Collider.
Powerful particle accelerator.
They are holding
Operates at
this
CERN,
shit.
the European Particle Physics Laboratory near.
I'm gonna make a quick thought. This just gave me a download. Now, if they doing all of this, and it says that they can release entities from the underworld, who's in the underworld? Zeus. They're trying to release Zeus.
Satan.
Get your fucking mind
Satan.
straight.
Well, guys, for the people who don't think CERN is demonic, man, you know how I was saying, allegedly, man, y'all say all we gonna do is get deeper and deeper. If y'all was gonna fit to leave, don't go nowhere. The show's only getting better. Yeah, CERN is it's not looking too good for y'all, man.
I have many things to say about CERN.
What is CERN?
CERN is a scary-ass company in Switzerland. They're biblical historians, pinpointed the land where the Bible has claimed that Satan sits on a throne at. That is Geneva, Switzerland.
Yeah.
And then CERN opens up their headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. The point of their company is that they want to open portals to new dimensions.
Yeah, that's literally what, like, their mission statement on their
Legit.
website.
There was videos too where they were like dancing around and doing a ritual in front of the statue.
Yup.
Like
in front of like those pagan deity statues I was just talking about.
Wait. What is, like, what do they sell? How are they able to fund
Dude,
money?
like,
Like,
I don't know who's funding. I think
like Scientology.
No, it's worse, low-key.
It was just the elites, dog, the rich people.
Yeah, don't say those words. The European Organization for Nuclear Research. So that was the thing, is that they're spinning atoms, but they're trying to use like the same technology for like nuclear energy to open portals to other dimensions. They're doing it on like some pagan holiday. Everyone's dressed up in like animal heads.
Yeah,
they have a big statue of like one of these up deities, right?
Yeah.
And they're all doing weird dance. It's scary. Like the type of music they're making just sounds hellish, like from hell.
But you know what's crazy? It's like they'll do all that and we'll be like, guys, this is crazy, and everyone will be like, oh, you're overthinking it,
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
And it's like right in your
how can
face.
Exactly. And those are people that you gotta stay away from, man. Just let the blind be blind, man. They got their eyes wide open and they don't see nothing. Man, hey, don't waste your time and your breath on those type of people, man. God got a special place for them. Everybody else, pay attention.
According to Max Laughlin, the Large Hadron Collider is the device that led humankind to move into a new universe. The young prodigy recorded videos where he elaborated on his assertions and the portal that CERN researchers opened.
Okay, so we're on the verge of a paradigm shift. They've cracked open a portal or doorway or whatever you want to call it from another dimension. By their own admission, they are already in communication with something that has a personality and has ability to communicate. And the information that they're receiving must be very high-level information, because they're feeding it to laboratories and technologies all across the planet. And what you said, which is so sobering, that video on the internet that captured it was an open satanic worship ceremony, I guess, in the Goddard Tunnel.
Wicked, man.
You know, it shows the proof here. You see the devil worship right before the ceremony, right before they use this CERN equipment. Now, the Bible tells us that there will be the seat of Satan, the synagogue of Satan. Now, where do you think that's going to be? Could CERN be a place? In Switzerland, could this be? Who knows? This is very amazing. They're actually talking to something that has a personality. You heard what they said. They're actually communicating with these things. They're opening up portals. This is not make-believe. This is actually taking place. Demonic entities are communicating with these people, and they are so blind to what Satan is doing that they're going right along with it. The Bible makes it plain that we shall believe the lie of the Antichrist. This will be how he makes his entrance. Now, whether it's CERN or not, I can't say. There could be something even more far advanced, which probably will be before too long. It will be the introduction to the Antichrist. But this is where it starts, where you see it. You see this. You see Hollywood. You see everybody worshiping Satan. You see everybody mimicking, wearing the goat skulls and all this kind of stuff. And they think that that's all cool and everything. They don't realize that they're leading themselves into their own doom.
Preach it, brother, preach it. Hey, and another one, man, where he said that they so blind to it. I really don't think that they blind to it. I believe they intentionally doing this. They know exactly what they doing. That's why they doing it and putting it so blatantly doing it in the, in the open. They comfortable now. They think they finna win. It's all on them. But we all know the truth. We all know who gonna really win and prevail at the end. Y'all let me know what y'all think about them clips and that statement down below in the comment section. It's getting wicked out here. Y'all gotta stay prayed up.
The Gotthard Base Tunnel in Switzerland is the world's longest and deepest tunnel. It was opened in 2016 with a $9 million ceremony that featured 600 actors performing strange and dark rituals. The actors were dressed as pagan spirits, such as a winged baby, a birdman, and ibexes. They also worshipped a goat-like creature, resembling the ancient idol of Baphomet, who emerged from the tunnel and was worshipped by the performers. The goat mocked a sacrificial lamb representing Christ and killed several minors who were offered to him as sacrifices. The goat then died and resurrected as a woman in a red dress who gave birth to faceless dolls that danced around her. The ceremony was watched by European leaders who applauded the disturbing spectacle. Many people were shocked and offended by the ceremony, which they saw as a sign of the occult and anti-Christian symbolism. Some even thought it was a satanic or Illuminati ritual, while others saw it as a sign of spiritual decline.
Man, y'all get in the comment sections down below and let me know what y'all think this could possibly be. Are these guys Illuminati, allegedly, or are they allegedly, just worshiping the devil, man? I don't know. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. I know it's getting wicked, though. I know it's crazy. I do know that. man, all I'm gonna say is, man, that ain't no way that y'all need to do any type of rituals or anything like that before any type of event in anything, unless that's just y'all practice. You know, y'all do ceremonies and stuff like that. But that was definitely some type of ritual, and cloaks and all that. Looked like somebody sacrificed. I even heard some baby hollering and screaming too. So we allegedly, you know, we gonna see. We gotta get to the bottom of that. Let me know what y'all think about that down below in the comment section. Let me know if y'all heard that too.
Well, my answer is radical. Ultimately, it is to kill God. In the hubris of Satan, of Lucifer, he believes that he actually has the ability to kill God's angels and kill God. He believes he can create a new heaven on earth, that he can create a new race of beings. He hates everything that God has created, including us. And that's what Satan's goal is, to present his form of life and his form of heaven here on earth using technology. Now, I need to make it clear that I don't hold any ill will against the scientists, the researchers, engineers. They are deceived into believing one of the original lies, that ye shall be as gods, that you will have immortality. That's the carrot.
So the scientists and the technology people, many of them are under the spiritual delusion or spiritual deception,
right?
That they're evolving man into, I guess, a superhuman or a god man.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Continue.
So if they're thinking in terms of what we are doing is for the betterment of mankind, that's the compartmental aspect of their research, the compartmentalization that they work in. Are you guys trying to open a portal and let in demons, or are you trying to terraform the planet for a new race of beings? What have you been smoking? Kind of response.
Right.
Because they are cut off. One of the examples, going back to your initial question, the statue of Shiva, the god of destruction, is right there outside the headquarters at CERN. They produced a video last year from CERN called Symmetry, complete satanic rituals. Recently, just a few days ago, there was the opening of the Goddard Tunnel in Switzerland near CERN, purely demonic rituals.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
You heard what he said. Purely demonic ritual. Man, it's getting out of control, man. Everybody ain't falling for the boo-boo, man. Some people out here, you know, got eyes to see, got ears to hear, and they hearing, they listening. You know what I'm saying? They paying attention. You know, they seeing through the smoke screens, man. You're not falling for the boo-boo and the trickery. Let me know what y'all think about that down below in the comment section.
Okay, so here we are in part 2. Everyone's gone outside, and we start off again with a large group of construction workers walking in a daze, as though again they're being controlled by the music. They make their way up to this platform where a giant screen sits, and once they get up there, the workers start climbing up the wall and removing rock to form this tunnel. Honestly, it's part 2 that gets really weird. Instead of opening a tunnel, they seem to open up a portal, and they perform this ritualistic dance in order to open it up. One thing a few people noted was as the tunnel opened up, the workers started removing their clothes, which could symbolize a corruption of their minds. Like right and wrong doesn't exist the more they open this portal, which does seem to happen. As the tunnel opens, eventually people dress similarly to how they did when they were in the hellish realm from part 1. Eventually the music takes over again, and the people seem hypnotized and controlled. But after this is where things get really interesting. It looks like some sort of voluntary human sacrifice happens. These 3 men climb up into the tunnel and hang themselves until they're dead. And then there's this animation on the screen of the 3 workers being hurled down the tunnel as these giant demonic hands grab at them. Did I mention too that the music is really setting the tone for all this as well? It just kind of blew me away how organized all this was. It's at this point that the 3 men who sacrifice themselves turn into 3 spirits and float above the scene with an all-seeing eye, and a group of followers underneath who grab their long horns and start playing. And right after this, Satan returns. And at this point, it kind of makes sense why the first half of this performance was inside. It could have been a metaphor for Satan leaving his world and entering ours, which... what the hell? This whole show is just straight up weird. This isn't some sideshow. This was the opening ceremony for a train tunnel. After Satan comes, you have these demonic creatures again, and those three men who turned into three ghosts now seem to have reincarnated into three scarabs. Maybe they were all never the same thing, but the number 3 shows up a lot in this video. The goat man, who we suspect is Satan, then proceeds to have sex with a fallen angel or a woman of some sort, and then for a while it's nothing but chaos.
Like I said, don't fall for the boo-boo, man. The trickery, man. It's getting wicked out here, man. Who needs to have some type of ritual like that or ceremony before they open up some train tracks, man? What the hell they got to do with the train tracks or a train? Nothing. I just asked you that. Let me know what you think about that clip down below in the comment section.
When a particle and its antiparticle meet, they annihilate each other. Now, don't get any wild ideas. This isn't a plot for a cosmic horror story, it's just the universe maintaining its balance. That's it for today, folks. But here's a question to ponder. If matter and antimatter destroy each other, why is there still so much matter left in the universe? This week, we're diving into the mysteries of the universe. A heartfelt thanks to my 255 followers. Don't forget to follow for more intriguing insights. Until next time, cheerio.
Can you explain, first of all, what antimatter is and how is it different from the matter that we interact with every day?
Well, there's a Nobel Prize out there if you can figure out how this thing works. Antimatter is the mirror image of ordinary matter. It's extremely rare. If I had some in my hand, it looked like ordinary matter. It has the same chemical properties, except if I touch it, it would explode and destroy all of New York City, parts of Connecticut and New Jersey. Every Star Trek fan knows that this is the greatest energy source in the universe, matter antimatter collision.
Okay.
Boy, I mean, that stuff is dangerous. Something like an atomic bomb. If you know, you know, huh? Let's get it, son.
This is how antimatter is made. Antimatter is structurally similar to regular matter, but with its atomic electrical charges reversed. A hydrogen atom is a single proton nucleus with a positive charge being orbited by a single electron with a negative charge. An antihydrogen atom has a negatively charged antiproton nucleus with a positively charged positron orbiting it. If antimatter comes into contact with regular matter, they're both mutually annihilated in the process. Scientists at CERN use a device called the antiproton decelerator to create antimatter for tests. This machine smashes high-energy protons into a metal plate to create fast-moving antiprotons, then slows down fast-moving antiprotons in a magnetic vacuum, then uses magnets and electricity to bind them with stray positrons, creating and temporarily storing atoms of antihydrogen.
Particles that make up everything around us, they all have evil twins. These antimatter particles are the same mass as normal particles, but have an opposite charge. If antimatter and normal particles collide, they are destroyed, meaning antimatter has the power to destroy everything.
How scary is antimatter? Why it only takes 1 gram to easily destroy a city? In 1928, British physicist Paul Dirac derived a Dirac equation. that could combine Schrodinger's equation with Einstein's special relativity. However, there were negative straightforward solutions that violated the most fundamental theory of physics at that time. But if it is removed, it will lead to mathematical contradictions. Therefore, Dirac boldly predicted the existence of antimatter in the world. It was 4 years later when American physicist Carl Anderson captured the clear trajectory of a positively charged electron that mankind first discovered antiparticles. And with the successive discoveries of antiprotons and antineutrons, people then realized that in nature, any elementary particle has a corresponding antiparticle, and these antiparticles can form antimatter. So in our universe, since there are planets and galaxies made of matter, there must also be anti-planets and anti-galaxies. And once antimatter meets matter, it produces a horrific annihilation due to complete matter-energy conversion, while releasing enormous amounts of energy and high-energy radiation. It is considered to be the most powerful and terrifying energy released to date. According to scientific calculations, only 0.5 grams of antimatter released by the power is equivalent to the energy released by the Hiroshima atomic bomb in 1945. And 1.5 kilogram of antimatter will be able to reach the most powerful in human history of the Saras bomb released by the energy. Its explosive power can be radiated to all areas within 35 kilometers around, can easily destroy any city on Earth. But it is impossible to find antimatter in nature, and to get it, it takes a lot of money and time to manufacture. According to estimates, it would cost up to $6 billion to produce just 1 microgram of antimatter. However, due to the special nature of antimatter, the storage environment requirements are also extremely high, and coupled with the high price, antimatter cannot be widely used at present. However, it has many other uses besides weapons manufacturing. For example, it can be used as fuel for spacecraft, which can generate hundreds of times more propulsive power than ordinary fuel, which is enough to send humans to Mars within a month. But with the current level of technology, it will take at least a year to reach Mars successfully.
Boy, that's scary. Tell me.
What's going on, everybody? Since everyone's talking about CERN right now, I decided I'm gonna give my hot take on CERN. A lot of you may remember this movie that dropped in 2018, but you guys might not remember how it's literally exposing the Large Hadron Collider. So this machine will essentially allow other dimensions to overlap with ours and create this crazy.
Where is all the antimatter? According to a theory, matter and antimatter were created in the same amount at the Big Bang. Most of the antimatter produced was annihilated when it came in contact with matter, leaving behind a smaller amount of matter, which makes the current universe.
I don't know how much of that y'all believe, but hey, man, take it with a grain of salt. Shh, talking like that. One thing while we talking about the LAC, Large Hadron Collider, or collisions right now. I know y'all heard CERN was supposed to be doing some collisions or some colliding today. Anybody have any updates? Y'all let me know what y'all come up with, what y'all may have heard or whatever. Let me know what y'all, give me an update down below in the comment section. I haven't read up on it yet. I haven't really had much time to, but after I finish this, I'm definitely gonna get to it. Let's get it.
Antimatter is indeed affected by gravity, and
I don't know what we were supposed to be seeing. It looked dark, then it looked like a explosion or something. Then it was just, it was light, then it was like explosion or something. Then it's just dark. Like, I don't know.
Does fall just like matter, according to new research done at CERN, and what might be one of the simplest science experiments they've done in a long time. But basically, scientists wanted to see if antimatter has a mass and behaves like matter, and if it falls toward a center of gravity, and it does. In case you're unfamiliar with antimatter, you're probably familiar with regular matter. You got electrons floating around a nucleus where you have your protons and neutrons, and antimatter, in a gross oversimplification for the efficiency of social media, we'll say is the exact opposite. Positron, antineutron, antiproton. Just take the same thing, put the protons on the outside and the electrons on the inside, and you get something extremely similar. So the curious thing was, does this behave like regular matter? We've got a little antimatter. What happens when we drop it? I guess we have the. I'm glad we have the answer, but I do find it somewhat amusing.
Yeah, I don't.
What if you held antimatter? You die in a big fiery explosion. Let me tell you why. Antimatter is literally what its name suggests, the opposite of matter. It's kind of a mirror image of the matter that makes up the world around us. However, antimatter hardly exists in our universe because whenever it comes into contact with actual matter, the particles annihilate each other. So anyways, if you didn't know, you're made of matter. This means that holding antimatter would be a very bad time for you. Let's start by giving you 1 gram of antimatter. A big explosion will immediately take place, one that's equivalent to 43 kilotons of TNT. But let's make it even more fun. Say you weigh around 150 pounds, let's give you 150 pounds of antimatter to somehow touch. If your 150 pounds of matter meant 150 pounds of antimatter, it would produce an explosion with the power of 1.2262 times 10 to the 19th joules of energy. That's 12,262 with 19 zeros after it. This explosion would release energy equivalent to a large fraction of the sun's total energy output. So yeah, it would be bad news for you and for the rest of the world. Let's avoid holding antimatter for the time being. And that's...
Scientists are a step away from creating a black hole. A scientific experiment that could lead to the apocalypse. Articles with similar headlines began surfacing in the press in the early 2000s. The Large Hadron Collider, or simply LHC, started up in 2008. It caused a real storm of discussion. While some scientists planned grandiose experiments, others warned mankind of serious danger.
What y'all think, man? Operating that LHC, that Large Hadron Collider, y'all think we in danger or what? Let me know down below in the comment section. I think, man, we in danger. I think they can open up a black hole or a portal of any sort at any moment, man. They don't have no full control over this, man. They already said they've been talking to them entities, invisible entities from the other side.
The incident of the Big Bang, there should have been equal quantities of matter, antimatter, which annihilated, driving the Big Bang. So, by rights, we shouldn't be here.
Michio Kaku, the famous theoretical physicist and a popular science creator, claimed that the Large Hadron Collider, or LHC, at CERN will soon shut down due to a phenomenon that no one can explain. The LHC was shut down on June 30th, 2023, after operators noticed a strange fluctuation in the energy levels of the particles being collided. The fluctuations were so large that it's impossible to explain by any known physical law. Kaku believes that this phenomenon could be evidence of a new form of matter or energy, or even a parallel universe. This is a very exciting and potentially groundbreaking discovery. If Kaku's statement is correct, it could mean that we are on the stage of unlocking some of the greatest mysteries of the universe. Regarding the fluctuation, it is important to note that it could simply be a statistical anomaly. Only time will tell what the true reason for the fluctuation is. The LHC was first proposed in 1984 and production started in 1998. The accelerator grew to become one in 2008 and has been strolling constantly given that then. The LHC has made a number of crucial discoveries together with the Higgs boson in 2012. The LHC is the sector's largest and most effective particle accelerator. It is positioned at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, at the Franco-Swiss border near Geneva. The Large Hadron Collider, one of the most top-notch scientific achievements of our time, is an awe-inspiring 17-mile ring adorned with the latest superconducting magnets. These effective magnets, combined with a multitude of cutting-edge accelerating systems strategically placed alongside the cores, paintings harmoniously to propel particles to extraordinary ranges of electricity. The sheer scale and complexity of this awesome feat of engineering is sincerely mind-boggling.
You know, according to the little genius Max Laughlin, a few years back we got shifted into another dimension or another universe. I do believe that CERN, I do believe that they've opened portals. I do believe they've opened portals to interdimensional beings, and it could explain some of the sightings that we're seeing now, the more sightings that we're seeing, and the more different types of beings that we're seeing are being reported. Now, I don't know if anybody's thought about that, but I have. You know, you're seeing footage of some things that we normally haven't seen before, and I know a lot of it's CGI, I know a lot of it's fake, but some of it is not fake. Some of it is real, whether you like it or not, and want to admit it, some of it is real. You know, you never can say for sure until you know. I don't care how smart you think you are, you don't know. And, you know, these are things that we have to think about with this, with CERN. They're opening They're colliding these particles, and who knows what has happened. Let me ask you this. Now, for myself, I have noticed different stuff going on. Like for myself, have you noticed anything personally, like the way you approach people and they act differently? Certain people that you know. I've noticed that certain people that used to act a certain way act a little different than they used to. Could this be because of us shifting to a different dimension, a different universe? And these are things we would not notice because it would be identical to this, but there would be little differences. And you think about the things like the Mandela effect and all that, and I'm telling you, I always thought he was dead. I thought he died in prison. Luke, I am your father. I've always thought it was that, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Love Star Wars. And it's, no, I am your father. That's what they're saying now, but I know what I saw when I was growing up. There's things happening, and I believe it's happened before. And, we were talking about deja vu a while back, and like, have I been here before? Have I seen this before? And some of these little bitty hints could be exactly what it is. Now, I'm not saying all of it has everything to do with CERN, because it doesn't. But specifically CERN, there's a lot of things going on right now that's a lot different. Just take society and the way our country's being ran. I'm just, being honest about the way everything is. Could it possibly be? People are like, how is this happening? There's certain things going on right now. And you go, well, the times have changed. Well, if they've changed, they sure have changed for the worst. But think about it. There's certain things going on you could not imagine. 20 years ago, 15 years ago, would have never imagined that the things are happening now then and now are so different. There's just no comparison. And you could look and go back in time and say, and name off some of the things that's happening now, and you would think a person was completely insane telling you what's going on now. And it's just the way humanity is. It's like we've forgotten who we are. Humanity has totally forgotten who we are, or how we're created, or how we procreate. It's absolutely insane. That's my opinion. You can have your own opinion. So, you might think it's perfectly normal. And if it is for you, then you fit right in with this dimension. But tell me, what do you think? Have you noticed different things just in your personal life? People acting different? Maybe it's because we did shift into a different dimension or a different universe.
Say, man, it's time to wake up. Clean your eyes, you know what I'm saying? Clean your ears. And come back to reality, man. Yeah, it's that time. Yeah, it's that time. Yeah, it's that time. You heard what they said. I know you got the feeling too during this eclipse, man. Hey, man, it's that time. Something is coming. Something big is finna happen. Good and bad. It's that time. Come on now, If you know, you know. It's time. Let's get it. Y'all know, read that. Pause it and read.
Sodom and Gomorrah in the days of Noah. Because everything that God of this world is doing and the people that follow him are doing is literally the exact same thing.
Have I ever showed you guys graphene oxide, aka black?
Hold up, man. It's definitely something going on. Because like I say, man, I was out and about, man. Not purposely. I was trying to be back in before all this went down. Man, it was just weird. It was just this weird energy in the air, man. I just don't know. It was just weird energy in the air, and it was real intense, you would feel real on edge and real I don't know, on edge, if you was I don't know, man. It's crazy, man. I don't want to say it, man. This is just like a weird energy, man, and like it was like real, like, you know. I ain't gonna say like demonic, but it was just like, man, some weird energy in there, and it was real like extreme. That's all I'm gonna say. If y'all know, if y'all felt the same, y'all let me know down below. How did y'all feel during the I'm finna say the pandemic. I mean during the eclipse, y'all. You know. Cause I live in Texas, you know, I wasn't really right on the, you know, right in the area totality, but we right here in Texas though, you know. Let me know what y'all felt though.
This is the effect of what it is, okay? This is the thing that they're playing with. You know that nanotechnology stuff that they be talking about? This is sentient nanotechnology right here. Watch this. You see, you saw how it was moving where the ring was or whatever it was? Saw that? Sticks together. Fibers. Look at that. What the hell?
And this is I guess this will be like a prime example of Venom from Spider-Man. What they say, they harvesting this dark matter or antimatter, not dark matter, antimatter from with these machines. Could that possibly be what CERN is into or up to, you know? Because we all know they up to something, and we all know they said they was doing some collide today, man, some experiment today. Were we the experiment? That's the big question that y'all really should ask yourself. That's one y'all want to ask yourself right there. Were we the experiment today? CERN opening up portals, allegedly, and NASA allegedly shooting 3 snake deity named rockets at the shadow of the moon. What kind of sense does that make? To me, in my eyes, with my humble opinion, it doesn't make any sense. Other than that they want to annihilate us. Come on, man. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section. It's getting wicked, man, out here.
So one thing like that.
All over the place. It was all even on the. Boy, that song was just always, I love that song now. Old Stranger Things, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that down below in the comment section. The clip, not Stranger Things.
Scientists have already known there was an invisible barrier around this earth. The Bible says in Genesis 1:1 that darkness was on the face of the deep, and the earth was without form and void. The word void in the Hebrew really means chaos. The earth was chaotic. But when God said, "Let there be light," the Bible says the light shine in darkness, and the darkness cannot overcome it. So God put a wall of light around this earth to hold back the darkness. Now this is what this machine in Switzerland is capturing. They're capturing darkness. It's called antimatter. The people over in CERN with this Hadron Collider, remember 17-mile wide circle. This is the biggest machine in the world, 300 miles underground in Switzerland. Because they have gone back with the finest particles of matter, they have found out that there is a wall that is keeping back the dark realm or the dark matter. Remember, these people been working on this machine since they say 1950, but it's too big. They had to be working on this machine, they really say, for hundreds of years because it's too big. So Satan's been doing this a long time. They say they're trying to create the Big Bang conditions. That 17-mile circle is a big.
Hey y'all, for y'all to just to know right now, that is not my phone, man. That is not me. Well, on my side, that's the echoing is not on my side. That's not me, man. That got to be their phone or something, man.
portal.
It's a big portal.
This is what CERN is. It's a 17 miles of like a snake. What it is, it's a machine, but it's like a long, big 17-mile long snake that they shooting these particles through at the speed of light. Real fast, trying to get it go real fast. Now this is the CERN logo. If you notice what it is, it's 3 6s. Which is the mark of the beast. The beast being a polyon. It's a polyon. Just to give you some information, the place where CERN is, it's called a polyacum.
Well, there ain't no coincidence.
Need to be concerned about that.
I like how he did that. I like how he did that there. Y'all go show his channel some love, man. I like how he did that, man. Yeah, that is something to be concerned about. If you get what I'm going. If you catch me what I'm dropping, let's get it, man.
Siamo nelle mani di Dio, Vittoria. Arrivo subito.
Ooh, translator. Man, they doing a lot over there. They trying to play God, man. That's one thing we not with over here. Ain't that right? I know, huh? Yeah.
That was a sign that he will not flood the earth. So the next judgment is not water, but it's fire. Are y'all there? Come on, y'all there or not there? So I want to show you everything we're talking about. You can't understand Daniel, Revelation, no prophecies without this, because you won't know that the restoration of these fallen. Now we're talking about fallen angels, and we're talking about offspring of fallen angels. You got what I'm saying? The fallen angels is what the Sumerian.
Man, why they show that dude after they said that our fallen angels, the offspring of fallen angels, and he was just like, oh, they got me, they caught me, like he was one. Man, I don't know, man. Were they trying to tell us something? No, I'm just playing, y'all. He just part of the audience, man. Let me stop. Let's get it, man. Let me stop BSing, man. Let me stop BSing. Man.
Not S-A, but S-U-M-E-R. The first Phoenicians, Sumerians, with the hieroglyphs on the wall. The first ones that had the, what's the language? Sanskrit language. They called them Anunnaki, the angels. They actually show on their wall spaceships. The reason why I want you to understand is that just like in the days of Noah, meaning the same technology. See, you think man is evolving into knowledge, but they had knowledge before. The problem is every time we find that old knowledge or ancient knowledge, the Smithsonian show up and take it. Every time they find a giant, the Smithsonian show up and take it. Why? Because the elite, which I'm going to get into, those that actually are the brotherhood of the serpent, which are the 13 bloodline families, come on y'all, they actually want to dumb man down so man will be deceived into thinking that this knowledge that they see coming out the sky is a new, or like man is getting smarter, when in reality Egypt already had the knowledge, and so did Babylon. Y'all there? Because they were worshiping the fallen. This too much. Lord, let me make my point here. Y'all there or not there? Now, let me read. I was making a point. What was my point? CERN. No, we got y'all understand that part. Oh, this is what CERN is. The Bible says in Matthew, Jesus said, listen to me. Come on, listen to me. Come on, give me revelation. This is just coming. It's pouring now. I'm trying to stop, but it's pouring. Jesus said, there's a place called outer darkness where there is weeping, gnashing. Come on. A place called outer darkness. Now I taught y'all before when I taught CERN about CERN is that the goal of CERN is to, of course, to break down the barrier, but also to harness darkness, which is called antimatter. This is the reason why they're about ready to persecute us out of existence, because the revelation that the Holy Ghost gives men cannot be deceived with this revelation, so he got to stop us from doing this. Okay, now, so, see, we giving up the secrets of the deception is what we giving up. Now, say antimatter. Now, scientists, I didn't say it, science.
Say antimatter. I said, say antimatter.
Said that even the smartest guy, the guy in the wheelchair that can't move, you know him, Hawkins, he said that antimatter, if you harness enough of it, or the goal of CERN is to punch through the barrier from this realm to the dark world. The dark world. That's outer darkness. So what man is doing through Satan or the fallen, giving them the knowledge that they think is technology, is they're doing for Satan what he can't do for himself. He cannot come in this world. So those angels that are reserved in chains and are in outer darkness, they want to get out of there where they've been banished and cross back into this, what we call the material world. Are y'all there? So
y'all ain't listening. Y'all not here. Y'all ain't hearing them. Y'all ain't hearing them because y'all too caught up in me, in the me, the messenger, and him, the messenger, which is being the preacher. Y'all too caught up in somebody preaching to y'all, you know what I'm saying, to hear the message, man. Y'all can't worry about that, man. I'm not here to preach to y'all. I ain't here to pitch y'all on no church stuff or none of that. I'm just here to give y'all the message, man, any way, shape, or form that I can. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't, man, some of y'all be getting twisted, man. Pay attention to the message, man. Forget about the messenger, man. I'm just trying to do my part. That's it. I ain't trying to be no preacher, man. I'm not trying to be like I'm all higher, holier than thou or none of that. Because everybody, man, I do a lot of bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to work on it too, though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, ain't nobody perfect. But hey, like I'm saying, focus on the message, man. That's it. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? You had to learn something about science through church just now, man. Antimatter. A lot of people be thinking it's just science. No, man, this is evil. Evil. Y'all watch SpongeBob, you know what I'm saying? The two superheroes, what his name is, well, y'all get to me in the comment section. The little pea head and the other superhero, the big dude with the stars on his chest. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. You know, y'all watch SpongeBob, y'all 90s babies. Yeah. Y'all know what he said. Y'all know how he said evil. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I want to say Underpants, Captain Underpants or something like that. Yeah, I think that's his name. Y'all get at me in the comment section and correct me if I'm wrong. Let's get it.
This show was canceled because there was so much truth in it. Watch this.
The Catholic Church's attendance numbers are at an all-time low, so the College of Cardinals hired us to create a fake hell under Rome. The plan was to simulate an earthquake that uncovers hell. Then everyone would be so terrified of God's wrath that they would start attending church again.
Yeah, we commissioned an animatronic demon army from the Disneyland Imagineers. Satan's torso used to belong to Mulan.
Wow, Disney magic can do anything, including send people to hell?
Relax. It's just for show. No one's actually going to hell.
Except Andre, for the weird shit he did with his clones.
No regrets.
And this project. The new pope is apparently chill AF. He found out about the hell contract and wants to shut it down.
And Jesus said, I shall not bogart salvation. Heaven is dead asleep, fam. Ocasio-Cortez 2024.
I need one of you to go to Rome and brainwash the Pope into a hardcore religious conservative overnight. We need him to resume the Hell Project so we can get paid. This assignment won't be easy. You'll face distractions, romantic ruins, a bounty of pasta and wine that's so toe-curlingly sensual you...
Dibs! I'll go to Rome! In fact, I know this outside consultant who would be so perfect.
But I tell him I love Gigi.
Like I always say, man, the coincidence, they put it in the movies, man, the TV shows, the cartoons, everything, man. Put it in front of us, in front of the kids' faces, guys and girls. But that's a new little series or show on Netflix called Inside Job. Y'all check it out, man, because it is very, very intriguing and deep. I'm telling you, man, if you're into the conspiracy.
So come with me real quick.
They just saw this green comet in the Middle East. They were thinking it was actually some kind of weaponry, but it wasn't. It was a green comet. Why does this matter? Let's look. So y'all should be aware that the Devil's Comet will be going on while the April 8th total.
Hold up though. Why would they name it the Devil's Comet? That's a little creepy. I don't know about
solar eclipse is going on, which they call a green horn fireball. Call me crazy, but is this a Devil's Comet? Or is it just the devil? I'm sure you're aware of the firmament over our head, right? Some other weird stuff. The Statue of Liberty was just struck by lightning. Why does that matter?
Whoa.
The Statue of Liberty is the Colossus of Rhodes. The Colossus of Rhodes is Helios. Helios is the light bringer. It's Apollo. It's Abaddon and Apollyon from Revelations 9:11, the angel over the bottomless pit. The Statue of Liberty is the devil. Who else is Apollo or Apollyon? Well, in 50 AD we see that Nero Caesar was just a man. But at the end of his reign, 64 to 68 AD, we see that he grew spines on his head, like Helios. What an odd way to portray the leader of Rome. And of course, Nero Caesar is the one name that we have found to reach both Greek and Latin, as the mark of the beast being 666 in Greek Nero Caesar, or Latin being 616. That's pretty close. And of course, Nero calling himself God was the person who persecuted and destroyed all the Christians in the 1st century. Did you know he also desecrated the second temple of God and sacrificed swine in it? So anyways, a man transformed into a god. Then this same god, being the Statue of Liberty, being the devil. And if you look closely at the Statue of Liberty, you'll find it was confined to shackles, and then the shackles were broken off its foot. Things aren't adding up. And of course, Apollyon, or the devil, goes right back to Horus, the sun god of ancient Egypt. It's all the same deity, and it appears for some reason it has been loosed. Anyways, the Devil's Comet is showing up in the middle of the air randomly at this time, especially in history. It's weird to me. I encourage y'all to look far, far, far into Nero.
Hey man, y'all better be catching the game that my boy dropping, man. And go show him some love on his TikTok and YouTube and all that, man, because he be coming with that heat too. Let's get it, man.
So why don't we use antimatter for energy production? Well, antimatter isn't just sitting around, ready for us to harvest. We have to make antimatter before we can combust antimatter. And it takes 1 billion times more energy to make antimatter than you get back. But what if there was some antimatter in outer space and we could dig it out one day from an anti-planet somewhere? A few decades ago, many scientists believed that this could actually be possible. Today, observations have shown that there is no significant amount of antimatter anywhere in the visible universe, which is weird because, like we said before, there should be just as much antimatter as there is matter in the universe, since antiparticles and particles should exist in equal numbers.
This demonstrates the enormous amount of power released when you totally convert matter to energy, which is what happens when antimatter and matter are combined. So back to our power source. Inside the reactor, element 115 is bombarded with a proton, which plugs into the nucleus of the 115 atom and becomes element 116, which immediately decays and releases or radiates small amounts of antimatter. The antimatter is released in a vacuum into a tuned tube, which keeps it from reacting with the matter that surrounds it. It is then directed towards a gaseous matter target at the end of the tube. The matter and antimatter collide and annihilate, totally converting to energy. The heat from this reaction is converted into electrical energy in a near 100% efficient thermoelectric generator. This is a device that converts heat directly into electrical energy. Many of our satellites and space probes use thermoelectric generators, but their efficiency is very, very low.
9 saucers, how are those tests going?
As far as what?
As far as whether they're successful and that sort of thing.
Oh, well, some of them are 100% intact and operate perfectly. The other ones are being taken apart. I was involved mainly in propulsion and the power source.
Where did we get these saucers? How did they come into the hands of the government?
I haven't the slightest idea, and you have to understand the information is very compartmentalized, and I was only allowed information that pertained particularly to what I was involved in.
But I mean, couldn't our government have made them as opposed to getting them from some alien beings?
Totally impossible. The propulsion system is a gravity propulsion system. The power source is an antimatter reactor.
If space debris is so dangerous, why not avoid it completely?
We ain't there yet, man. But bro, look all the stuff we come up with, man. Nah, man, we ain't there yet. Man, come on, bro. Nah, we ain't there yet, little bro. We ain't there yet. Almost. Nah, it's gonna be a while, man. It's gonna be a while, man. We out here stealing. We out here stealing, man. Stealing everybody else's technology and creations, man. I ain't gonna say we, but I'm gonna say they. Cause I ain't got it. We ain't got it. The people watching this, we ain't got that type of technology, but they do. So that's what I mean by they, not we.
This is a bit creepy. Let me know what you guys think. So, why does NASA have all these old school cars? My thoughts are, they're cars without computers in them. All from the 1970s. They're preparing for an EMP blast. What's odd is they're not just old.
Possible. I ain't gonna lie. Can't take that away.
Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Made it to this broadcast. Chances are you probably suspect you already occupy the inverted world. The inverted world is what happens when you begin to see facets of reality that other people refuse to see or even mock you for seeing. The inverted world is when the curtain is pulled all the way back, revealing all of the strange and absurd and dark machinations that operate in the shadows of reality. And this is the place where we're going to talk about it all. There's a lot going on in this room. I can't even begin to tell you. We're going to get into that in a minute. But I'm very glad you're here joining us for this debut episode. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is Inverted World Live.
Tell you. Y'all ain't ready for this one.
What more is there to say about the cops? What more do you want to say about the cops?
A lot of stuff. Did you know that they were surveilling me before I killed? And then I knew it? And that it was covered up? Did you know there was helicopters dropping down from the sky? Deputy sheriff with decoys picking me up 4 or 5 months before my arrest? It was covered up?
But nonetheless,
nobody ever asked me these questions.
Whether the cops were following you or not,
whether the cops were following me or not, Eileen, what?
Let's say the cops were following you.
Yeah.
Let's say they were following you and they did everything that you're saying they did. Nonetheless, you killed 7 men.
Yes, you
did. And I'm
did.
asking you, what got you to kill the 7 men?
And I'm telling you, because the cops let me keep killing them, Nick. Don't you get it?
Not everybody is killing 7 people. So there must have been something in you that was getting you to do that.
Oh, you are lost, Nick.
So
I was a hitchhiking hooker.
Right.
Running into trouble. I'd shoot the guy if I ran into trouble. Physical trouble. The cops knew it. When the physical trouble came along, let her clean the streets, and then we'll pull her in.
But
that's
how come
why.
there was so much physical trouble in because it was all in 1 year? 7 people in 1 year.
Oh well.
But why not say now?
Because I'm out of retaliation for taking my life like this and getting rich off it all these years in total pathological lying. Yeah, thanks a lot. I lost my fucking life because of it. Couldn't even get a fair trial. Couldn't even get a fair investigation or nothing. Couldn't even have my appeals right. You sabotaged my ass, society, and the cops, and the system. A raped woman got executed. It was used for books and movies and shit. Bladder climbs, the election, everything else. I got a big finger in all your faces. Thanks a lot. You're an inhumane bunch of fucking living bastards and bitches, and you're gonna get your asses nuked in the end. And pretty soon it's coming. 2019, a rock's supposed to hit you anyhow. You're all gonna get nuked. You don't take fucking human life like this and just sabotage and rip it apart like Jesus on the cross. and say thanks a lot for all the fucking money I made off of you. And not care about a human being and the truth being told. Now I know what Jesus was going through. They've been trying to tell the truth, and I keep getting it stepped on. Concerned about if I was raped, I'm not giving you book and movie info. I'm giving you info for investigations and stuff, and that's it. We're going to have to cut this interview, Nick. I'm not going to go into any more detail. I'm leaving. I'm glad. Thanks a lot, society, for railroading my ass.
Y'all ain't listening, though. Hey, the eyes are the window to the soul.
Is anyone else, like, too aware? Like, I'm too aware that this is all temporary, this is all part of the human experience, and that nothing matters, and that everything is subconscious programming, and everything is made up. Like the days of the week, that's made up. Monday, someone decided this day is called Monday, this day is called Tuesday. It's all made up. Like, humans made everything up. Like money, it's just made up. It doesn't mean anything. Like, there are so many different things, like road signs, the street names. Like, somebody just decided this street is named that name. Like, it's so stupid. Like, it's really hard for me to live my life and just be a normal person because I'm just too aware. I'm always seeing things from a background perspective. Like, I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing through the programming, seeing through the matrix. Does anyone else know what I'm saying, or am I just crazy? Please help me out.
You heard it.
Did you know that Estonia became the 24th CERN member state just last week? And it made me wonder who really owns CERN. Well, celebrating its 70th anniversary this year, CERN's member countries, which include France, Germany, and the UK, pay costs towards CERN's programs and sit on the lab's governing council. Full membership also allows a country's nationals to become CERN staff and for its firms to bid for CERN contracts. The lab also has 10 associate member or 4 countries or organizations with observer status, such as the US. So I was like, okay, hypothetically, member states kind of own CERN, but then I looked a little bit deeper. And I found the CERN Council, right? I don't know if anybody knows about this. The CERN Council is made up of delegates from all of those 23 member states, now 24. And each member state has 2 delegates on the council. The council is the highest authority of CERN and is responsible for all major decisions, including policy, determining an organization's policy on scientific, technical, and administrative matters, strategic programs, annual goals. So then I wondered, well, who are the delegates? Who are the presidents and vice presidents on this council? And lo and behold, I'm not very surprised at what I found. Mr. Rabinovich. Does anybody know who that man is? That right there should tell you enough, but if it doesn't, he was a postdoctoral fellow at Fermilab. And of course, Lawrence Berkeley Lab, but Fermilab is what's important here, right? Fermilab aims to become a world center in neutrino physics. It is the host of the multi-billion-dollar deep underground neutrino experiment now under construction. And ongoing neutrino experiments are Icarus and Nova. The completed neutrino experiments include Minos, Icarus. Now, if we start talking about that experiment here on TikTok, I'd probably have this video taken down. So instead, I'll probably do a video on that on X. But does anybody know what neutrinos are capable of? Does anybody know about the Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory that exists in Antarctica? Because God, I've tried to talk about that on numerous occasions, and every single time I do, my video gets taken down almost instantly. But let's just say that there was a special whistleblower a couple years ago that released a lot of information about the Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory. And when I decided to dig into it and do my own research, I found a lot of stuff. And I'm sure everybody remembers that anomaly that kept appearing above Antarctica, right? I'm not gonna say too much, but I'm sure everybody knows about what goes on in Antarctica. And let's just say that on the Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory's website, they just so happen to mention the New Zealand earthquake that happened in 2011, which might be something that whistleblower mentioned as well. You can go watch the interview for yourself and you can form your own opinion. But I'm just saying, I did a deep dive on this. I did a video a couple months ago on this, and I made it very plausible. Plus the fact that CERN literally has a Shiva statue, people. You know Shiva, the god of destruction? I mean, literally, people, come on. And have you seen their opening ceremonies? I mean, I'm just saying, think outside the box here, okay? There's a lot that exists in our reality that we don't believe in because we don't see it as being realistic. So many human minds are not open to that aspect of reality actually existing. So many have remained stuck in their primitive ways. And you see this right here? This doesn't represent what you think it does. Our consciousness was reset. It was deferred away from our primitive ways. And now somehow, we've just allowed ourselves to go backwards. But hey, who am I to tell you how to live your life, right? I'm sure you enjoy working a 9-to-5 until you reach retirement, right? Think outside the box here. But boy, when I found this, everything really started to make sense for me.
Say, man, ain't nothing a coincidence. Don't forget that.
When you live in a simulation, you're governed by the simulation's rules. There are laws put into place to keep you inside the simulation. And when you start questioning your reality in the situation, you're going to be punished one way or the other. Just like a computer game, you cannot go outside of the parameters of that game and not have problems. Well, this week, we got problems. For the last 7 days, the Matrix has kicked me right in the balls. Figuratively, of course, and I'm not the only one. The simulation doesn't want people that are awake talking about all the little things that made them wake up. Because other people look at that and go, well, shit, that is me. That's exactly what I'm experiencing right now. It makes sense. And then they wake up by proxy. The simulation doesn't want people like me talking to people like you about why they woke up, about the things that they saw that woke them up, all the synchronicities, all the little things that make this a computer program. Simulation theory isn't a theory. Objectively, of course, TikTok, this video is for entertainment purposes only. But if you don't believe that people like me aren't being punished, Morpheus is gone. This is the man that posted the 001010 video that made me go, holy shit, why is my name in the gematria calculator? A lot of the weird stuff that's happened this week to make me never ever question whether we live in a simulation or not ever again, I'm not going to share. It's just too personal. But this one right here, I'm going to share it because it's obvious. I posted this video right here on the 822 about trust the process. In that video, I talked about the state championship football team, the football team shirt, and how trusting the process was their motto last year. They go on to win the state championship. I said my son was part of that team. He didn't get to play because he tore an ACL halfway through the season and wasn't able to play in the state championship. So we've been in recovery mode ever since. He's fully recovered now and ready to play football this year. I posted this video on 822. I walk inside. 1 hour later, my son comes home from practice, hurt, injured, holding his shoulder, tears in his eyes. My first thought was, thank God it's not the knee, but needless to say, we had to go to the emergency room and get x-rays. X-rays came back negative. We went next day to get a CT scan. CT scan showed dislocated collarbone. 1 day before the start of football season. It's football, dude. There's injuries. Well aware of that. Not only was it a dislocated collarbone, it was dislocated inward and pushing on his esophagus. So they scheduled emergency surgery for the next day. And then we did what parents did. We bitched and moaned and complained about how our son didn't deserve this, and complaining about why the team would be full pads tackling 1 day before their first game. Parent shit. Complainers. I was just reacting to this at that point. I hadn't thought that maybe there's a connection here. And as soon as they wheeled him back to surgery, I saw the connection. My number is 44. I see 44, I see 444, I see 144 every single day. And when they wheeled his gurney out to surgery, I closed the door behind me and the number of the room was 22. And I said, that's weird. And something in my mind said, what day did this happen on? And it happened on the 22nd. Room 22, the day 22, that's 44. And the alarm bells just started going off in my head. And I started thinking about all the other bad shit that had just happened since I posted the first Matrix video. And it kind of made me not want to post any videos anymore. So I took a 3-day break. And then yesterday I saw that Morpheus had been taken out. For whatever reason. You can't violate the guidelines. The rules are set in place for this app, much like the Matrix itself. But since the 001010 video, the Trust the Process video, and the Orion Constellation video, it has been nothing but bad juju around here. Whoever's in charge of the Matrix doesn't want you to talk about the Matrix. When you break the rules, you're going to be punished. I'm aware of that. One of the main lessons that you learn when you're finally awake, when you wake up to the fact that we're living in a simulation, is that they can't take anything from you because they already have everything. You are just now aware that you're living in the system. And it's their system. There will be consequences for your actions. Damn it, man.
Okay, guys, so I'm really surprised so many people can relate to how I feel. The video I made asking you guys, did you feel like we were just existing, like nothing is the same anymore, we're just floating through life? It has almost 90,000 views, over 11,000 comments, and I'd say 95% of those comments is people saying that they 100% agree. And for the people saying it's depression, It's not depression. For people saying we're getting older, it's not that. You literally feel like you are just inside of your body, moving around, but you really don't know why. It really feels like a real simulation, like somebody is controlling your player. Someone made a comment, they said, I've been feeling like this since Kobe died, and I thought about it. That is the exact day that I started feeling this way. That was the exact day where I was like, this can't be real, this isn't life, this just does not seem right. And that morning, I got up and I did something I never do, which is walk to the mall. I don't do that. I normally drive and wherever I go. But on my way walking to the mall, I pulled out my phone and I started recording myself. And I said, I'm recording this because I have a funny feeling. And if anything happens to me, know that something was off today. I had a feeling about it. I could not shake what was going on. Anyway, when I walked back to my house, that's when I found out Kobe was dead. And I've been feeling like I'm in the twilight zone ever since. And I 100% agree. Food doesn't taste the same. Can't get any sleep at night. Nothing pleases you. Nothing that you watch fulfills you. Like nothing, no movie feels good. No TV show feels like something is just off. Like we know we are just placed here going through this. Only the chosen ones, the ones that are saying, oh, life is great, life is amazing. You're either an elite, which means you're at a very, very, very high level in life, or you're not a main character. You're just a bot. You're just a seat filler. But the main characters, you definitely understand something's changed.
Hey man, we cooking now. Can you relate?
Arsha. We continue to keep Babylon safe from the deviants. More people have come to seek refuge. It is now the largest city on Earth.
The Eternal serving their missions across the galaxies will learn from your success.
Thank you. I respect your grand design, Arshan. But I have noticed something special about this planet. And I fear that maybe this time, the cost...
Do not become attached to this planet. You must focus on the true purpose of your mission.
Cannon! I understand.
Predictive programming isn't real. We're all conspiracy theorists. They're not telling us or getting Hollywood indoctrinating us towards a social credit score. Nah. Why would they do that? Hey guys, I have a question. Y'all remember this movie, right? How old is this movie? 30-something years old, right? 31, 32, something like that? Demolition Man, tell me, is this or is this not a social credit score?
Gun, noun, portable firearm. This device was widely utilized in the urban wars of the late 20th century, referred to as a pistol.
Look, I don't need a history lesson. Come on, Hal! Where the goddamn guns?
You are fined 1 credit for a violation of the verbal morality statute.
What? Fuck you!
Your repeated violation of the verbal morality statute has caused me to notify the San Angeles Police Department. Please remain where you are for your reprimand.
Yeah, right.
How long have they been indoctrinating us? How long have they been putting it in our face? Now, let me just say, if I would have said this back in the 90s, that this was going to come true, I would have said you're fucking crazy. But today, hey guys, what's the world look like today? Well, really, what's the world really look like? We have open borders. Every other country except for America is standing up against their government. We're arguing about gender. Children cutting off anemones is a common practice. Women are more masculine and men are more feminine. AI is on the rise. Robots. Inflation. I could keep going. The ocean was on fucking fire, guys. Oh, aliens. Aliens is a thing. Islands. Islands. That's all I'm gonna say, islands. You have Epstein Island. You have the things that happened at Lahaina. The sky is doing things I've never thought I'd see it do. New York City was fucking red. Like fire from above. And every time I turn on the TV and watch CNN, MSNBC, CBS, doesn't matter, Fox News, I think the people talking to us are either lizards wearing a skin suit or it's augmented reality. You still think we're crazy? You've been getting indoctrinated and you don't know it. Peace to the gods.
Hey, like I said, the world is a stage. It's nothing is a coincidence. And we're the audience. You don't even know it.
Man has been allowed to go from the third to the fifth dimension. On the fifth dimension, they don't war. On the fifth dimension, they don't have a lot of evil, negative things. On the fifth dimension, they can travel in mind anywhere they want to go. On the fifth dimension, they create as they go if they want, but they understand whatever they create, they're responsible for, so they don't use creative energy silly, like we do. We throw away our sperm, we throw away our egg, we throw away our energies, we throw away our mind, we throw away everything on drugs. You cannot make the mistake on the fifth dimension because you won't remember how to do it. You had to relearn and recall how to continue to do the stupidity and this ignorance that we practice here. That will be taken away. But it will be taken away because now you're willing to have that being done. We have now, say and choose my words carefully, 2 sons. I always say, well, some people have 3 daughters. But I mean son with S-U-N. Our planet needs magnetism. It is magnetic energy that was interfered with when the moon was steered into to do this. This is what the draconic forces did. Under a moon, things don't go right. In fact, original sin was the moon. That was the name of it. Sin. It's called in sin. Later on, the natives here called it Luna. And of course, from Luna, you get the word lunatic. It meant that any time that generating thing that was called a moon was in place, it changed the frequency to electrical. Electrical is not what you need. There are 3 types of energy that a planet under the sun can utilize. Each one will decree what will be born on it and what will happen to it. Org energy is the highest one under the sun. Org means organic, orgasm, organism, original. It is org, and it's from the creator. It is the highest form of energy of a planet to use under the sun. Step down from that is magnetism. 3 forms, north, south, and null, or polarities. The null in there is where all these wonderful ships operate on that people don't believe in again because it nullifies everything else. And in the null void, you can go to higher or lower. The magnetism has a high frequency and a lower frequency. Beneath that is electricity. We're not only now operating on one of the lowest principles to still operate on, but the lowest part of that, extra low frequency. I have a tape out called elves, not elves, are killing you. Extra low frequency, elf waves, not elves, these what they call gnomes and trolls and things like that in the inner world, are killing you. Extra low frequency can give you nothing of value. It takes everything of life force from you. I have a presentation while in town, I hope I can even give it, we'll find out, called Life Force. Once you get to that kind of operative level, you're so low in frequency that everything that's a higher plane almost you forget or you can't even channel to handle. To get that done, the earth started crying out and said, enough. I've gone through this. Earth is a being. By the way, a planet is a life form just like you. Like life forms live within and on you, you live within and on this earth. This planet got help from the Creator gods, from the Universal Prime Creator, and was given the dispensation to have a second son be brought in here. And the second son is now brought in here. I don't know when this tape will be shown, but tomorrow, as I speak to it, I'll be getting into that even more so in a lecture that I'm giving, thanks to you brothers bringing me in. But on this frequency of Earth, the magnetism is what was asked for and given. So another son came in, it was first seen. It was seen about 2002. It actually came in 1999. That's when they started this big diversion, which they now call the wars that were fought because of supposed 9/11, another big tragedy that never should have been, really didn't happen the way it was just to happen anyway. But from that, it was seen at that time, but people didn't believe what they're seeing because they were distracted. Since that time, it has ceased to exist. It exists now on a magnetic plane, and not everybody can see that. There are certain little tricks that you can do to see it, which I'm not going to give on this stage, but there's certain ways you can even see it, or you can photograph it. Normally we don't see it because the frequency is of a higher magnetic order. From time to time, under certain things that they've done to our Earth through chemtrails, we get a glance of it. But the energies you can feel. Magnetic energy is restorative, balancing, healing, helpful, positive. That energy now is flowing throughout our planet, and it's causing people to be restored, to be balanced, to begin to think deeper, to be more spiritual. Electricity is what they're putting up at these towers. That's one of the things I talk about, the towers of terror. These towers where we started our whole conversation earlier, thanks to you, Brother Rich, that are causing the frequency of Earth to remain low and trying to stop it from going high. That's why they have to have so many, because they're now not only fighting the planet, they're fighting the second sun. They're fighting a planet who says, our time is come. They're fighting a planet. If you are a tenant in a building, you tear up the electricity, you tear up the plumbing, you break the gas pipes, you deface and mar that, you curse, you scream, you affect your neighbors, and you do not own the building, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're going to be discharged. We're getting discharges now. The landlord is coming back, cleaning the planet. You didn't own the place, you broke your lease, no time for it. And not only that, but there's going to be original refurbishing of this particular building, and you're not fit to live in it. Therefore, you're going to see mass deaths now. It's going to hurt. You're going to see people leaving here so fast in all kind of ways. Because once you cannot synchronize the vibrations of your molecular structure and body with that of the planet, your physical body cannot exist. Your soul wants to get away anyway. Any excuse, you just gave it one. I'll tell the brothers and sisters or whatever race they think they're in, if they have souls, to hear these words. You cannot do pharmaceutical drugs if you have melanin. And the better your grade of melanin, the stronger your vibration of melanin, you can't even play with it. You play with it, you die, you get sick. Because death is dis-ease. Dis-ease is imbalance in the magnetic field. Easement is when, it's like an easement you take property with. This easement is when you get one out of line. Our planet seeks balance. You must seek balance. And you cannot get balance through pharmaceutical drugs. You are herbalists. You do seeds. You use roots. You use leaves. You use sunshine. You get natural fermentation. When you do the drugs, and if you notice now on these commercials and advertisements, they'll tell you use this particular drug to get this results. And then in the background, it takes them a whole 2 minutes to tell you all the side effects that are happening. They're telling you the truth. But even so, if you're already doing the drug, you will not hear the truth because you're living a lie. When you live a lie, you will hear the lie. Your vibrations are what you create within your mind. Now, you must go back to natural. You must use focused thought. You must use magnets. You must use gold. You must use diodes to block these other things to give yourself a chance to even get the power in you to pull down the higher resources. We have a second sun. It's magnetic. Our planet is more and more becoming magnetic each day. That's why the poles are melting. Everything materialistic is dissolving. But you can get through that if you can raise your vibrations to match that of your planet. If you follow the false teachers, the false drugs, the false methodology, and the falsity that is theirs, you will stay there captive. But worse than that, they even vamp you. If you will stop it, they will not be able to even touch you. You cause too much offensive, and what they'll have to do, they have to send your own kind to get you because they can't. And they have many readily people that come to soldiers and policemen and everything else and take you out even when they can't. So you never see them because they work on the mental plane. When you see them, they will now be transforming. And that's what the Ikes and so are trying to tell you now. They now will not be able to hide their shape any longer because the magnetic field will make them not possible.
Man, what you think about that now? This all has to do with the inverted world. All this whole video. But like I said, we cooking here, we building, you know what I mean? But if you liking this video so far, do me a favor, hit that like button. I really appreciate that, man. It helps other people with like minds and other people who might have like minds like us, you know, see the videos, you know, helps push the videos in the algorithm. I really need that right now. I appreciate that in advance. Let's get it.
Some of you might know me because of a story I broke last March concerning something called the Guardians of the Looking Glass. Basically, what we had here is a technology that was built which would give those people who operated that technology, of course, a huge advantage because they could see and view timelines within a stream, within a field. You know, the awareness of this technology came to us through certain whistleblowers, and one of them was a guy by the name of Dan Burish, who went into some detail about how that technology was acquired. It starts at the end of the second
sort of human.
to exactly before this time, before this event takes place, for different reasons. What they found was that there are three types of beings. There's two J-rods, which were called P-52s. The P-52s were for 52,000 years in the future, and the P-45s were from 45,000 years in the future. And the P-45s weren't interested in helping us. They were just here to harvest genetic materials which they had lost over the course of tens of thousands of years of exposure. The P-52s also returned because they came back and they were trying to tell us our consciousness can affect our timeline. Not just the timeline, but also cosmic events. They were trying to tell us that the cosmic event, which is about to happen, can be affected by our collective consciousness. It's going to play out in two ways. It could end up with a timeline that prevails that's an organic timeline, where mankind will begin to wake up and en masse, and that we will change the trajectory of that course by raising our consciousness, and then there's going to be some event, and our change in consciousness will actually set in motion a positive version of how that event affects us. We've heard about ancient civilizations like Atlantis or Lemuria or Mu, and they come and go. They always seem to end in some huge cataclysm or some destruction, some destructive event happens, society blows up. It's like a loop. Eventually, you would have to crack that loop. So maybe here is the chance to actually break that loop. And the other timeline they were talking about that may prevail is this transhumanist timeline. Along comes 2022, and it's been like 10 years since the last Looking Glass whistleblowers had been out there talking about it, Dan Bush and a few others. But this suddenly appeared, this group calling themselves the Guardians of the Looking Glass. We are the Guardians of the Looking Glass. We're a group of former intelligence officers and military officials who have come together to release classified information about future events to come. Our knowledge comes from our work on the Looking Glass artifact, first discovered in Iraq. During this time, the artifact was activated by the US military and connected to computers. We were able to see dozens of future timelines and the convergent singularities that led to two possible outcomes by the year 2030. In one outcome, humanity awakens and the current order is dismantled, and an event occurs, and instead of this event being negative, it is a positive one. In the other outcome, the current structure remains in place. A nuclear war takes place along with many horrible events. Then the event occurs, and instead of being a positive event, it's a negative one. I'm going to talk about what we can do about it, and that's got to do with the positive timeline. We have opportunity here. The J-Rods, they told us that basically they were talking about these two primary timelines. That there is a future where a possibly pole shift related environmental catastrophe is averted and does not happen. And relative to this different timeline, the future that generated the J-Rods as we know them will never evolve from our own, and we have taken a new path. So in this timeline, which also the Guardians saw, there is a probability of that happening, and so they talk about that as well. If the post-global pole shift environmental catastrophe does not occur, the benefits could be to alternatively produce a human consciousness, liberating evolutionary leapfrog, and a level of enlightenment among the masses that will produce a new set of future timeline trajectories that will compassionately steer the course of humanity into a virgin future of untold beneficial futures and heights, and in fact fulfill the original evolutionary directive to evolve consciousness of humanity to its optimum potential as future creative agencies in the universe. These messages that we got from these J-Rods decades ago are trying to reinforce that idea, and now we're starting to, maybe the reason this came up now is because we're kind of at that last moment where we could make it happen.
Don't fall for the boo-boo, man. Anybody out here telling y'all that these aliens are aliens from another planet or trying to deceive you, and they're spreading a bunch of misinformation. The aliens that they call aliens are fallen angels or demons. Believe that. I'm telling you. If you don't believe me, go look up the statement what Aleister Crowley said, man. The demon that he was worshiping to a summit, he looked like an alien, yeah, but they said in the times later on, in our times now, they would be called something else. It was a demon. Believe that. Do your own research, y'all. And remember that. Always use your own discernment. Always do your own research. Don't believe anything that you hear or see in these videos. Don't believe anything that I say in these videos. Always do your own research. And hey, listen to this. A lack of perception breeds deception. Listen, let me repeat that. A lack of perception breeds deception. Deception, deception. Same thing. Remember that. Never forget it. Anybody out here telling you anything different is a misinformation agent. I'm telling you.
Have you ever felt like you don't belong on this planet? This is because humans weren't meant to be here. Look around and you'll see the signs. Our bodies struggle with the simplest of things. Back pain from standing too long, sunburn from a mere day outside. It's almost as if our skin wasn't designed for this world's harsh sun. Sleep, such a basic need, yet so many of us can't find rest in this 24-hour cycle, tossing and turning, battling insomnia. Could it be that our internal clocks are synced to a different rhythm from a world far away? Chronic illnesses, the allergies, the intolerances. Why do we suffer so much? It's as if our bodies are constantly at war with the environment around us, as if we are strangers to this land. Think about childbirth, a natural process for every species. Yet for humans, it's fraught with danger and pain. Could it be that our bones and muscles were shaped under different gravity? Even our minds, restless and searching, never quite at peace. The mental struggles, the endless quest for happiness. What if these are signs that our spirits are yearning for a place we once called home? Imagine a time long ago when our ancestors were brought here, maybe by beings far more advanced than we can comprehend. The Anunnaki, they say, came down from the heavens and engineered us using their own DNA, here, in this alien world. What if the discomforts we feel are the echoes of a life we left behind, clues to our true origin among the stars? Could it be that Earth is not our cradle but our exile? As you ponder these mysteries, remember, sometimes the most unsettling truths are hidden in plain sight, just waiting for us to uncover them.
Now that was a perfect example of a smoke screen as a way that they try to get in your head and think that you're from another planet and stuff. That is false, man. We're a light being from another dimension and another realm, the light realm, the heavenly realm. Never forget that, y'all. Never forget that. Like I said, lack of perception breeds deception. Never forget that.
Hey y'all, the math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. The math is not mathing. You know how they told us like that George Washington became president in 1776? The math ain't mathing, people, with the number of presidents and amount of time that everybody was president, whether it was 4 years or 8. The math isn't mathing. The fuck is going on here? Anybody else get there? Holla at me. Something ain't right. I missed something. I didn't carry the, I don't know. It's off. The numbers are off. By a lot. A lot. Hit me in the comments. Because think about it. Who's really around to challenge what actually went on past the beginning of the 1900s? No fucking body. Nobody. Like, George Washington could literally just be a fucking story they made up. Somebody that actually never was president. Because you got to remember, we had some real presidents before that. Like, this just not adding up. Somebody help.
And that goes back to the clip, the third clip with the blonde girl, what she was saying on how everything almost that we do and stuff, like the days and the months and everything, is made up, it's man-made. Like I say, lack of perception breeds deception.
Was right up my alley. The priest said that as the times on this planet gets more and more difficult, and calamities of all kinds are striking the planet more and more frequently, demon spirits are going to impress people with the importance of Sunday sacredness.
Roger, when I was a teenager back in the 1970s, I remember a song that came out talking about the age of Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, we've seen the development of the New Age, and I wondered if back when you were involved in spirit worship, if they talked about New Age at all.
Oh yes, it was a big thing that was coming up. One of the major deceptions of the last days. And the priest told us, we talked quite a while, and then he said, could I have a little bit more of your time? I want to do something very fascinating. He says, the grand plan, the master's grand plan for harvesting the nations, for harvesting the multitudes of the earth into his cause, just before the close of the great controversy between the forces of good and evil. So we continued, after we expressed ourselves that we're deeply interested to know more about the activities of spirits. And he said it's going to be done in a unique manner. This grand plan is going to take people are going to eat the stuff. Because he says spirits, demon spirits, will declare themselves to be inhabitants of far distant planets in the galaxies that are coming to warn the inhabitants of planet Earth of the impending destruction of the planet unless something seriously proper is done to avoid it. And he went on saying that they will claim to have out-of-body experiences. Are you familiar with out-of-body experiences?
I've read about them.
In other words, so there's some persons are supposed to be able to, you know, they believe in their immortal soul.
Astral soul projection.
Yes, right. Goes into different parts of the world and sees things and come back, and then they write all about it. You know.
I've heard of that.
So, due to the fact that the millions of the Earth people believe in people having an immortal soul, it has to be readily accepted when the spirits will, through a trance medium, converse with influential people of the line, you see.
Now, what is a trance medium?
It's a channeler today.
What is known today as a channeler?
Channeler, yeah. Okay. Shirley MacLaine's experience of getting involved with spiritism and with the supposed inhabitants of far distant planets in the galaxies, I taped the whole thing in 3 hours.
And you were hearing the fulfillment of what this high priest had said 45 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So he went on explaining about the fact that the spirits will show themselves willing to give valuable guidance that will not only help people avoid the destruction of the planet, but it would cause them to enter into a higher state of existence. For instance, he said the spirits will promise, and this is a big word, promise, that if their recommendations are followed carefully, they will usher in a glorious new age of peace and prosperity, and there'll be, there'll be no more wars, see. There'll be no more famines. There'll be no more people getting unhappy with one another. Neighbors will love neighbor, and social unrest will not take place no more. It'll be sure.
I'm just trying to pull your coattail right quick, man, and help you open your eyes and realize the truth between the real lies. You know what I'm saying? The truth from the real lies. That's it.
It started out with what we call the microwave oven experiments, where they just took a human being, stuck him in the building, focused the big antenna on him, pumped out 100 million watts of power and hooked the people in that radar beam. They got it to the point where they could actually type in a command to the computer, and the computer would pulse a transmitter, and the person would do it to some extent. Then,
so they were triggering mechanisms in the brain.
Don't know if it's the brain direct or the psyche. See, here we're getting to the question: is your intelligence in the brain, or is it some quantum function that's outside the brain? I personally believe the brain is a computer interface, and that your intelligence is outside the brain. There are documentation of a number of people existing without a brain. We had developed the microwave oven experiment to the point where they got it, you know, they could type in a command, they could get the person to act like a chicken or whatever it is. Of course, Duncan here was one of those research people that they hit with this. Why someone didn't realize that this would burn out the person's brain, I don't know.
Clock.
And it was finally realized, well, if we turn the antenna around, the non-physical energetic component go through the antenna, and the burning rays would be reflected off into the atmosphere. They had a system which they were able to enter the mind of a human being by typing in computer commands. Now, at the same time, this group had heard of some of the alien interchange, the alien research. They heard that the aliens had a chair deal, that you could sit a human being in and it would read out everything that's in his mind. Of course, they were very interested to interface that into the computer. You know, hey, we had a computer that could take thoughts and make them real, manifest them. So what they wanted to be able to do was sit Duncan in a chair have him concentrate on Tom Tulane here, create in his mind a virtual reality where Tom Tulane is acting like a chicken. This would go through the computers, go out the transmitter. It would spread out, would find Tom like a radionics, who would, converge on Tom. Tom would be compelled to act like a chicken. They made essentially a mind amplifier.
There would be enough horsepower to overtake a person's normal defense system.
Is it your mind interfacing with my mind?
Yes,
or is it some collective mind?
It would be an artificial presentation of instructions to do work, which would integrate with
my mind, with my normal electrical functions in my brain.
Your brain, your auric field, your spirit, energetic / electromagnetic, which in this reality form are highly structured and based into. Sure.
Develop a mind amplifier where a person such as Duncan, who's been trained in a virtual reality project, something very similar to the Lawnmower Man movie, he would be sat in that chair. The radio equipment, the computer equipment, the transmitter equipment would pick up that virtual reality by a group of coils and different kinds of sensors. We'll go to a massive computer bank. The computer will align it, stabilize it, all that good stuff, control it, store it. The computer would then feed it to the actual radar transmitter, which would transmit out electromagnetic equivalent of what we call thought form in the metaphysics field, and transmit this thought form out at lots and lots of CW power. What they noticed is this thing had enough power they could actually materialize things. Knows that Duncan could form something in his mind. This thing had the power to actually bring it into physical reality and materialize.
Through the system at the end of the process, it would occur.
My favorite was a can of Budweiser beer on the base commander's desk. The base commander liked Bud. So they show Duncan a picture of the base commander's desk in his office, and he would visualize in his virtual reality a can of Budweiser beer sitting on that desk. Sure enough, it would appear on that desk. And the guy could drink it, it didn't poison him or anything. He said it was very good. It was better than typical Bud was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Something very peculiar was happening. He might concentrate at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The can of beer might appear 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night, anywhere in that stretch. It would be out of real time. So it was realized, hey, this thing will bend time. Of course, they got all excited over that. And they sent the whole group of us technical scientific people out to study time. They told us, learn everything you can about time, how to control it, what it is.
If that ain't following the angel technology, then I don't know what is. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below.
Baby, I'm a gangster too, and it takes two to tango.
Y'all pause and read that.
Mess with me. Baby, I'm a gangster too.
Are you down? Oh, light, hold up, y'all. Technical difficulty. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all think Mel Gibson with the program, or y'all think he against that? Let me know in the comment section.
You know, when you drink, you see things. I literally, this is...
That's if you drink a lot.
That's if you drink
a lot, Dave. You see things.
Yeah, okay, fine. I drink a lot. And I think I met the devil, which sounds crazy.
You saw the devil?
At a strip club.
Right.
It was weird because he sat at our table. He didn't say I'm the devil.
Right.
But you know how somebody sits near you and is like, I don't like this person's energy.
Right.
And I guess I had a little tipsy, so it just kind of came out. I was like, man. I said, you are the devil.
Right.
And I think he heard me, so he's like, yes, I am the devil.
Wow.
He had the scratchy voice.
Right.
And in case you were wondering, he was white, no offense.
I'm just saying what I saw.
Okay, he's just describing the man. The devil, it turns out, is white.
Well, I was thrown off. I was like, well, I thought you'd be like bright red with horns or something like this. And he says, I come in different forms. So, you know, I'm asking, like, so you come as a black guy sometimes too? And he was like, no, that would be too dangerous. I don't have ID. Yeah.
Me personally, I believe Dave Chappelle. I believe everything he just said.
This goes with my last video. The world governments cover for these creatures. The American government especially covers for these creatures. Now, let this sink in right here. The American government covers for these creatures. These evil creatures who operate multiple identities at the same time, the American government and other world governments cover for. That means these creatures can take humans to court, ruin our lives, literally lay a snare for us. You know, one beast offers the heroin, the other beast is there to prosecute, you know, stuff like that. A coordinated effort by evil. Oh yeah, and then the other beasts in the financial realm or whatever, well, they bring hardships on that human so that person feels like they have to lapse into drugs and alcohol. You know why? Because these creatures want humans to self-unalive. These creatures take multiple forms, and they do it to ruin us humans. They do it to keep us in poverty, keep us oppressed, and to persecute and choke us out. It's a very reptile-like tactic. And it's like a wolf pack. They attack us, persecute us from multiple angles simultaneously. Oh yeah. Oh, this is Real Talk 30 right now. This is the kind of real talk that you can't really hear in a pulpit these days because some of those clever, cunning, and crafty creatures and their seed have risen to power in the church. But nonetheless, real talk, nonetheless. Yeah. And the freaking American government covers for these evil creatures, knows of their existence as they ruin human lives. And I'm telling y'all, the God of the Bible, his indignation, well, let's just put it this way. The apocalypse. And that's God being merciful for a short time period before he seizes the temporary ruler of this world and those under him.
Don't fall for the boo-boo, man. Remember that. Y'all have to open your eyes and realize what's really going on in front of us, man. So you got to see through the smoke screens. There's a lot of BS going on right now. And it's not just a coincidence, man. Y'all see the things what they talking about with the Venezuelans. You got the war and all that stuff going on. It's a bunch of stuff out here to have you fear-mongering and scared and distracting you from what's really going on, y'all. These times are biblical. Right now, all this stuff is going on. It's not a coincidence. It's something bigger going on. Y'all have to be paying attention and getting ready for the bigger picture, the bigger objective. It's a lot. I know it's a lot to take in, y'all. One more thing, y'all, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because YouTube has been unsubscribing a lot of people lately, and a lot of people have been telling me in the comments that they have to resubscribe, and that they're not getting the notifications and all kind of silly stuff, man. It's crazy right now, man. They trying to censor the channel, man. Like I told y'all, man, they got this channel shadow banned. They trying to censor me because they don't want y'all to see the message and hear the message, man. Because I'm out here, I'm trying to wake y'all up and put you on game, man, so you don't fall, prey to the predators out here. And when I say that, I mean, you heard what he was talking about. These demons, the demonic spirits, and these fallen angels, man. It's a lot of stuff going on right now. Y'all have to pay attention, man. Keep your family safe. Share these videos with your family and friends so you can put them on game too. I promise you later on, they will appreciate you. They will come back and tell you, man, I appreciate that, man, because you opened my eyes. We was blind to what's really going on. But man, hey, that's all I could do. I'm trying to do my part. Y'all do y'all part and like the videos, subscribe, and share these videos, man. Y'all help me get this video to 5,000 likes at least. Please, y'all help me do that, man. We all in this together. We got to come together, man, and you know, we got to save each other's lives, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's get it.
It's not only about you, sis. It's about your children. It's about your property. It's about your heart. The man, I saw the witch put the man down on the ground by calling that spirit that you cussing out your mouth for every day that came and took the brother out. I watched it. And that's what it's doing to you. You gotta stop the cussing. Now watch that. Show you something here. Watch it. See this girl right here? See that? Watch this. You gonna get something out of this. Sure enough. This thing said, every time she says my name, F. That's his name. F. I come to destroy her. My people destroy for lack of knowledge. I know, I was a sorcerer. I know what I'm talking about. This is real. You can't be cussing saying F you and well, F you. You can't do that because every time you do that, you're conjuring up something comes out of the pit. Look at it in your Bible. Go to Proverbs 5 and 5. I ain't got time to do it in this segment. 5 and 5 talks about there's a staircase in hell. And every time you curse, spirits come up them steps and they take over your life. And you wonder why things are so difficult because you're snaring yourself. God said it. Ain't no earthquake ain't said it. God said you're snaring yourself. This is what's catching you. That's what I saw when I was a little boy. This poor lady right here, she says, every time I get mad and say F, you get on my so-and-so, and she says F, you know the rest are. I ain't gonna say it, don't you say it. Something grabs me. She can feel it grab. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. I'm talking to you. Way down in South Africa, stop that cussing. Way over in Ireland, the brother that called me from Ireland said, I can do what I want to do, earthquake. I'm a grown man. Brother from Ireland, man, I love you, man. I would never try to tell you something to harm you. No, but this is going to harm you. The brother, African-American brother that called me and said, man, I do what I want to do. You can't tell me not to cuss. Bruh, you misunderstand. I ain't trying to tell you what to do. I'm trying to inform you. Life can get much better if you don't, and it can get worse if you continue to do it. That's all earthquake is doing, man. I ain't trying to take nothing from you. I ain't trying to take nothing from you. I'm trying to show you wisdom and understanding for your family. Your wife won't be so much scared of you. Your children won't be scared of you. Over in Australia, I'm telling you, all that's watching, your family won't be scared of you. You just a cussing machine that's putting stuff in your house. Stuff. Look at this yourself. Proverbs 5 and 5, see if I'm lying to you. There's stairs and the pits of hell, and every time you cuss, these things come up. Look at sister here. Look at it. Look at it. Every time I get mad and say F, something grabs me. It grabs me. Like it grabbed me. Let me tell you something. That thing that night when that thing first showed up to me, I was laying on the ground trying to cover up with the cover. It pulled the cover away from me. Pull the cover up. Come on, man. Pull the coverage away from me. And I was laying down there, and this thing stepped its foot. Stepped his razor blade feeling foot on my arm, and my arm burst open with blood. Sure did. Said, you'll never get away from me, which is a lie, because I'm free. Only through Jesus Christ. The next morning I woke up, I was in so much pain. My mother, she didn't see no cuts on me before I went to bed. She said, what's wrong with you, son? What's wrong? I said, that monster thing. I didn't tell her that I cursed him in. I didn't tell her about that. I said, some monster stepped on my arm. She said, stepped on your arm? What monster? I said, Mommy, he came out of the closet and he stepped on my arm. And my arm.
Each one teach one, man. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Y'all get it, man? That's what I'm here trying to do for you. Now, and what more can I say, man? Question everything. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm just here to teach you how to think. That's it. Y'all, it's been a good one. That's the video. If you liked and enjoyed it, y'all know what to do. Hit that like button on your way out if you ain't hit it yet, because I know you, if you're still here now to the end, you really enjoyed this video. It's your boy Coozie. I'm out. Holla at y'all, man. Hope everybody out here have a great weekend. Y'all be safe.